more samurai from Fireforge. This time the shooters, sprues, which basically just means the missile troop version of the same. What I probably should have done is combine them into one video, because the bodies and torsos and heads and so on are the same in both sets, but the weapons options are what changes. However, I didn't have the missile troop version when I shot the original video. So it's in two videos, but I'll keep this one short because we've seen some of these things already. So as a quick reminder, and for those that haven't watched the other video, I encourage you to go and see it. There'll be a card for it above now. This is the sprue that contains the legs, heads, torsos, sashimono, and some additional swords and so on, depending on how they're configured. So you can see them all there. Quickly zoom in so you can see there's quite a nice diverse range of different expressions, with open-faced helmets, some that are closed face, that have got the stylized fake features over the front of them, and some bare head options. Some of them are shouting and so on. So that's the torsos and legs. But the real meat of this kit that's the difference are the missile weapon options. So you can see you could equip all 6 of these samurai with their matchlock handguns or muskets or whatever you want to call them, which are at the bottom there, with appropriate arm options for them as well. And then they're all supplied with the opportunity to have these little powder flasks and pouches as well for the shot, so that they can be accurately depicted with the ability to reload said weapons. And then if those don't tickle your fancy, or you don't want to equip all of your troops with them, you want to mix and match, or you just want to give them all much more traditional weapons, then you've got the options for bows in various different poses as well, firing and loading and at the ready, etc. And there are 6 of those as well, which you can see here now on screen. And it includes 6 quivers to keep the extra arrows in as well. And then some more little pouches here that I couldn't, off the top of my head now, immediately say what I think they were for, unless they were for little sort of utility tools or something else that enables you to be an archer. It might be something specific to Japan, I don't know. But there you go, a quick video to follow up the original Samurai Warriors video, this time showing you the missile weapon options. And shortly we'll be right back with the completed figures. And so here we have some completed examples of the samurai shooters, as the box is called. So samurai archers in this case, with some of the different poses you can achieve with the legs, torsos, and different arms and so on. Now, as mentioned, the sprue for the bodies and the legs and the heads is basically identical to that of the Samurai Warriors sprue, so some potential interchangeability there. And then you get a variety of different arms, as you can see here, with and without arrows, in the act of knocking or loosing, etc. For the bows. What I haven't done is put together any armed with muskets or handguns. Those are also on there as well. Quite a nice range of options actually for the different poses for those arms that perhaps fit together a little less awkwardly than some of these bow-armed poses did. It took a bit of fiddling to get them to line up, and then also trying to work out where the additional pieces like the quiver should go on the back was not obvious. I only have the sprues, I don't have the instructions because I've brought individual sprues, but from the reviews I've seen of the boxes, I don't think they come with instructions anyway, so it's not immediately obvious where these should go. So I had to kind of fudge it based on the space available on the back of the miniatures and sort of pictures I could find of historical reference, or where they're put together in films, the costumes and the equipment and so on, to try and work out how best to make it all fit. I'm still pleased with the results. You get some cool poses out of them, nevertheless. And as I say, there is some interchangeability with the other sets as well. I put a couple of sashimono on there to sort of give you an idea, but as I say, the only thing I'm not showing you here is what the muskets or the handguns look like. I do have spare bits to make up one more figure from the other set, so I might give that one a handgun, but I prefer to put bows on them, to be honest. I'm sort of being a bit a Japanese Luddite for no reason other than my own taste in that sense. And if I get some of the Ashigaro shooters, perhaps I'll equip some of those with muskets or handguns. But again, very nice figures. If you've seen the Samurai Warriors video, you'll be familiar with the heads and the poses and so on of the bodies and torsos, and this is just giving a better idea of what the shooters specifically might look like. So here we go. And there's this one loosing an arrow from the kneeling unsupported position. And then another figure here who's just loosed an arrow. And so there we go. So that is a quick look at some of the assembled figures from the Samurai Shooters sprues that you get in the Fireforge box sets. And in the next video we'll have a look at the Samurai Cavalry.